Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to explain you the full process of analyzing your games. And why is that important to analyze your own games? First of all, you can learn on your own mistakes and you can avoid them in the future. Second thing, you can significantly enhance your opening repertoire because those are your games and you are playing your openings. So you have got an opportunity to learn them better. And third thing, you can identify your weaknesses and focus on improving them, but also you can recognize what are your strengths and reinforce them. So those are the reasons why it's important to analyze games, and there are 4 steps you need to take. First step is preparation, second one is own analysis, third one is engine check, and the last one is summary. So let's get started. If you want to learn more about chess, visit my website www.mattbobula.com and sign up for the 10-week course to improve your chess. Completely for free, you will get 10 lessons about most important elements in chess. So the first thing that you need to do is preparation. And you have got basically 2 ways how you can do that. First thing is you can select the game that you want to analyze. You have to get a raw PGN with no engine report, no hints, no analysis, just a raw PGN file, and you have to paste it to any analysis board. And a good idea before you go into the second step, a good idea is to quickly review the game, especially if you do not remember that. Or second option, and this is what am I going to do it here right now, you can play the game, especially if you are planning to analyze it right after. But one very important thing, try to treat that game very seriously. So I will try to find the opponent for 3+2. Okay, so you can see the opponent from Myanmar. Okay, I'm gonna play French defense here. I will also tell you what am I thinking, and later you will see how does the next step are working. So I play the French defense, as you can see here. This is the advanced variation. Let's play c5. Okay, I'm gonna play queen b6 like I usually do. Probably knight f3, yes. And now sometimes I play bishop d7, but this time let's try maybe knight c6, which is the main variation. Okay, a3, this is the most annoying line. And black has got several different ways of playing. I will pick knight to h6. The idea is that knight wants to go to the f5 square and later attack the d4 pawn. Now it's important to capture pawn at the d4. I have played that position 100 times, or probably even more. Okay, bishop b2. Okay, and from what I remember, black has got 2 options. There is bishop e7 and bishop d7. You know, this is 3+2, so without explaining more, I'm gonna play bishop d7 here. Okay, rook a2. What's the point of this move? This is the move that I do not know, because I know that white can play bishop e2 or g4. Those were like 2 moves. So now I have to think how should I react? What's the purpose of this move? Maybe opponent wants to protect that bishop. But I think I can just simply play bishop e7. After g4, I keep possibility to go knight h4. Okay, I can castle. And now probably I'm going to do what? I consider a5, I consider simply rook c8 or maybe rook ac8. If I go a5, opponent most likely will play, because I have to attack on the queen side here. Pawn goes to b5, knight a7, a4. My knight is a little bit misplaced. Another idea is a6. Knight cannot even go to c3, and later knight a7 and knight b5 or bishop b5. And I think I will go with that idea. Because in the French, that bishop is very often a problem, so it's always a good idea to exchange that bishop. My plan is knight a7, or first maybe rook c8, later knight a7, and later bishop b5. And I'm slowly trying to prepare attack on the queen side. Okay, so how opponent is going to react here? Opponent, I think, cannot play knight c3 because pawn at the d4 is hanging. Knight d2 also doesn't work. Okay, bishop a1. So opponent wants to bring the rook. Yeah, let's use the rook first. I'm starting. Okay, rook d2. Okay, opponent is really defending that point. So what to do right now? a5 now, still the same problem. Knight a7, my original idea. Probably knight goes to c3, but I think it's good. So knight a7. Okay, and now if I go with the, I can go with the knight to this place. Knight a4, queen a7. Or another alternative is just simply bishop b5. I think I will go with this move because I really wanna exchange that bishop. Also, there is the c4 square. There is a c4 square that is might be actually a good square to place my rook, for example. And if I can exchange that bishop, my rook will go to c4. Not only I can bring another rook into the c file, but at the same time I'm putting more pressure over that backwards pawn at the d4. Okay, g4. So okay, so opponent wants to do something with my knight, but I played bishop e7, so I can go there. And now in case opponent captures, I'm gonna take it back. Okay, king g2. Should I be afraid of anything? I don't think so. If I go there, there is f4. Probably this is what opponent is planning to do. So what, should I trade it off? Or yeah, let's just exchange it. Probably knight will take it. And now maybe rook c4, the idea that I was talking about. Later I can bring that rook here, knight goes to b5. Yeah, let's start with knight b5. That pawn is attacked 3 times. Okay, let's bring the rook. I'm not afraid of this move because knight will go back. Okay, so opponent is really defending that. This is still not possible. I mean f4. f4 is gonna happen. Yeah, let's go back maybe with that bishop. So I have got more pressure over pawn at the b4. f4. Okay, opponent plays f4 anyway. And now what can I do? I cannot get this pawn because it's that well defended. Maybe I will try to infiltrate with my pieces. So I will start here. So I can set up some kind of, like, I think it's called Alleingang. f5. Okay, it's always dangerous if opponent attacks in that area, but I really hope I can get a good counterplay. I want to enter with the rook. Okay, so rook goes to c2. By the way, I just realized that now it was possible for me to go there. And okay, now I think I have to take it. And now bishop f8, either bishop d6. Maybe bishop d6. It's more attacking. Yeah. Okay, so opponent wants to go to g5 and wants to checkmate me. Is there checkmate? Here, king e8, here, bishop f8. There is no checkmate, but should I allow my opponent? Okay, if there is no checkmate, let's try this one. And let's bring another rook. And I want to stop it with bishop f8. Of course, I have got only 35 seconds, so there is not that much time to think about it. I will set up pre-move. Queen takes here. By the way, queen from c2 is going to protect pawn at h7 as well. That rook's hanging. Okay, so opponent wants to probably somehow go there. But if I'm not wrong, I can take it. 2 minor pieces are usually better than the rook. In case knight takes, I capture with a queen, and I will try to attack opponent's king with my queen and the knight. It is called the devil's pair. Very strong when it comes to the attack. So should I capture first or what? Yeah, let's just take this pawn. Let's try to attack a little bit. Okay. Okay, so what can I do right now? Maybe bishop d6. Okay, I will just bring another piece into the action. I can always go back in the worst case. Okay, I want to somehow enter there. Yeah, I need to find a good place for my knight here. Maybe I'll go here. Okay, queen h7. You know what? Let's take pawn at the a3. This is a free pawn. Bishop goes to f8. Okay, so opponent wants to promote. Okay, knight e5. In the worst case, I have got knight g6, and I can sacrifice my knight. I have got several pawns for the material. And now, should I do that or not? Oh, don't I have a check? And I think I can get this pawn. Okay. So the most dangerous pawn is mine. Okay, another check. And maybe I will take it with the knight. Okay, now I think I have got a fork, and I think I can get the rook, and the game probably is over. Okay, so I win. And now very important thing, because I'm going to analyze this game. One thing, I just click, I don't want to see an engine report. And here on chess.com, there is a really nice button that you can click, Classroom. You click the Classroom, and you can see that automatically you are moved to this is the Classroom, so this is basically the analysis board that you can see. You can see, of course, I was playing black, so I'll flip the board. You can see, of course, moves here, and this is like a completely raw PGN. There is no text. We are going to work on that. This is first thing. Second thing, you have got lines. You can check later the engine for the next step, and you can also click Explorer so you can see lines. So every analysis board has got those tools. So this is something you need to do. You need to get a raw PGN into the analysis board, but don't check any engine report. This is in the next step, we are going to focus on analysis. Okay, so we have got the game with the raw PGN in the analysis board, and now it's the time for the step number 2 on analysis. So I will go through the game without any engine or explorer assistance. I will try to evaluate each move. If there is an inaccuracy or mistake, I will comment what type of mistake is that, and I will try to suggest what should I play instead. And one very important remark: just focus on your own moves. Don't judge opponent moves. Of course, you can say that okay, opponent could play better here, but focus especially on your own moves. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. And okay, as I told you, I know that variation pretty well. This is like the main line, so I know it. So I don't need to make any comments here. Okay, pawn captures, knight goes to f5. I told you that there is bishop b2 and bishop e3, bishop b2, bishop d7, not bishop e7. Okay, rook a2. And first of all, this is the move that I don't know. I have never seen such a move before. So I need to think, did I react correctly at this point? And I think I did, because I just developed my bishop, because white threatens to go g4, and now I have got no knight that I can, no good place for the knight. So bishop goes to e7. Okay, bishop goes to e2. Castling also has to be probably good. Okay, opponent castles, and now I decided to play a6. The question is, after this move, as I told you, I think during the game I calculated that variation, and now when I'm analyzing, I'm rethinking, did I fought in a correct way or not? Of course, you can make moves just to check it, but here knight a7, a4, I have to say that I do not like that position that much, so I will just delay this move. Okay, so what else? Rook c8, but this is basically the same. I have to admit I would still play the a6 move. Bishop goes to a1, And now I decided to go rook ac8, and I think it was good. Okay, rook d2. Now I decided to go knight h7. I still believe that this is the best plan because, first of all, I know similar ideas. Of course, later I will check it with the engine. Does engine agree with me? But I would do the same if I have got the chance. Okay, knight goes here, and now bishop b5. After knight b5, this is like a second move that I considered, but I was a little bit afraid that opponent will go here. I have to move my queen back, and knight will go to the good place at the c5. So I also have to admit that I'm happy with my bishop b5 move. Okay, why played g4? So now knight a4 or what? Bishop takes e2? Would it be better? I don't think so. Knight takes d4 doesn't work. I don't see any other move. Knight takes h4. Bishop takes h4. King goes to g2. And now I captured at e2. I'm 100%. I mean, I think that this is a good solution. So far, I think I played pretty well. Rook goes to c4. It does make a lot of sense. Bishop goes there. Knight b5. That was my idea. I want to put more pressure over the d4 pawn that is backwards. Queen goes to b3. Is there anything better that I can play? I don't think so. I'm happy with this move. Rook goes to d1, and now I move my bishop to e7. What else could I do? Cannot capture d4. Cannot enter with the rook to c2. I was also a little bit afraid that once white will play f4, there is later g5, and my bishop will be trapped. So wanted to play a safe move, and I think this is correct. Pawn goes to f4, rook 8 to c6. Maybe, okay, this is something that I'm not sure is it the best move in this position. Another move that crossed my mind was queen c7, because if I go queen c7, what does opponent play? Because I want to enter with the rook. The reason why I didn't want to do that is that I wanted to have an Alleingang. I wanted to have two rooks in front. But would be queen c7 better? I mean, this is definitely an alternative, but I'm not sure is it a better solution. I don't see why queen c7 is better. a5 move, does it make that much sense? I don't think so, because just pawn captures, queen captures. Okay, so probably that was the correct move. Okay, opponent goes f5, and now I played queen c7, but if you remember, after the move, I realized that bishop g5 might be a good solution. And in case I analyze, in case I play bishop g5, okay, let's just take a look into this move. Rook has to be moved to d3, and now I think I can enter to c2. And probably that would be better. So you see, queen c7, it's not a mistake, but I will call it an inaccuracy. So I mark it as an inaccuracy. And that better, that now I have to think, why did I make that inaccuracy? I played, I will just comment this. I played too quickly. I was so focused on my plan that I haven't considered any other options. Okay, so you see, this is the explanation. Why did I make that queen c7 move? Why I made that inaccuracy? Of course, later in the next step we are going to check am I right about it. Okay, queen goes here. I think that it was a good decision. Rook c2, f6. Okay, now g takes f6. An alternative was bishop f8. The reason why I didn't want to play this move is because bishop takes g7, and my bishop is not very active. I wanted to capture, and I wanted to go to d6, so bishop is attacking here. And as you can see, even if queen enters to g5, I can still stop the checkmate. It was a little bit risky, but I think I calculated that correctly. So I think that should be fine. Okay, queen e3, I captured. Is there anything else opponent could do? Queen h6, I will take it here. So rook d2 probably was correct. Rook c2, I don't have that much choice. This is forced. King goes to e8. This is good. Check here. Bishop f8 also it's good. It's the only move here. And now what I have got two ideas, if I'm not wrong. One idea is rook takes c1, the move that I played. Another move is rook takes d2. Rook takes d2, bishop takes d2, and later queen to c2. Of course, I can play this move. That was an alternative idea. But I remember I was a little bit afraid. I mean, first of all, looks like a skewer, but in the worst case, white can always go back. Or bishop can go to the h6, and even if I capture with a check, bishop can king can go somewhere, and now I have got a problem with my bishop at the f8 square. And this is the reason I saw that variation, and this is the reason why I didn't. It was too risky. This is a blitz game, so I hadn't got enough time to calculate it. So I decided to play it more safe way, and I think I made the correct decision. Captures. Queen captures c1. Okay, rook goes to f2. I decided to capture the d4. Okay, an alternative move was knight c3. Captures and later knight e4. Maybe it would give me slightly stronger attack on the king, but on the other hand, I also wanted to capture some pawns. If there are some free pawns, why not? Queen captures here, queen g5. Okay, queen g5. Maybe there was no need to go queen g5 at this point. Of course, I see that because I told you that I will attack the king, because I was so focused on the king. But now I have to say that this is probably inaccuracy in my opinion, and I should have captured the a3 pawn. I should have captured this pawn later. I should have captured pawn at the b4, and basically I will get. I mean, later I fixed that mistake. I had got a chance. So, but I have to mark it as an inaccuracy, my opinion, and I will comment that. Okay, I will just mark that queen takes a3 would be better. I will comment. I could capture the 3 pawn. Okay, so this is second inaccuracy that I find out. Okay, pawn goes to h3, bishop d6. Bishop d6, I want to go queen e5. I want to create some threats. It didn't give me that much. But I think, maybe it was, if my plan was to attack the king, it does make some sense. Queen e5 here. Is there something that I'm missing? I don't think so. So knight c6. And now I fixed that mistake. You can see that 3 moves later, I decided to capture that pawn, and I think I could do that earlier. This is why it was inaccuracy. Bishop f8, queen takes there, correct. Here and now I have to bring the knight. The idea was that if I cannot stop that pawn, in the worst case I go here and I'm stopping. My knight can. I sacrifice the knight, but I will not allow opponent to promote. And check. Opponent went there, and this is probably not the most accurate move. The question is what else opponent could do, because in case opponent goes to this place, I had got that move. After, maybe opponent could go here. Maybe that would be a better option. Okay, let's just check what's gonna happen after this move. I mean, I can always go knight g6, and after h7 I can capture here. Oh, it has to be win for me, right? It has to be win for me, because take a look. If opponent goes there, I think I can. By the way, there is a potential pin, but I think I would just go here. h7 I would just capture. King goes somewhere, maybe check. Here maybe queen h5, and opponent cannot promote. And I have got also a couple pass pawns on the other side, so I think that should be fine. Okay, so let me just delay this move. Okay, queen e3. Here queen takes h6, g5, and I think g6, queen g4. the game is coming to an end. And now the game is over because I make a fork. So you see, I just went through the whole game. I reconsidered my other options and I tried to identify my mistakes. I just focused on my mistakes. You can see that I didn't pay that much attention to opponents' mistakes because I'm going to improve my game. This is the reason. Also, that game is not gonna be published in any newspaper, so I don't need to make a full commentary. Just need to recognize my mistakes. So, you know, of course, you can learn the most from the games that you have lost. This game actually, because when you lose, probably because you made some mistakes. But you know, from this game, out of 50 moves, according to my own analysis, I made 2 inaccuracies. Probably engine will verify everything, but this is the second step. So I, as you can see, there were like 2 inaccuracies in my opinion, and now it's time for the next step. So now we can go to the next step, which is the engine check, and we are going to go through the game again, this time comparing my comments. I have realized that there are like 2 inaccuracies, and I will compare it to the engine. Of course, if I made some other inaccuracies, we'll try to note that down. Okay, so you see I turned on the engine, okay. Of course, at the beginning, engine is not very useful. It's better to use the Opening Explorer. So you can see D4, D5, you can see E5, 23,000 of games were played. White plays C3, okay. Knight goes to C6, A3 is the most popular move. Knight H6, B4, pawn captures, Knight F5. Okay, I think I told you that twice that there are 2 variations here, Bishop B2 and Bishop goes to E3. Opponent played Bishop B2. I played Bishop D7, okay, and now this is, I think, the first moment that opponent played something else, because the most popular move is G4, yes, at this position, but opponent played Rook A2. Actually, as you can see, there were 4 games. The 4 games were played like this, and in 3 games, Black played Rook C8, and 1 game was played Bishop E7. I played Bishop E7. I played Bishop E7 if I remember at this point. So 2500 player played that idea, but let me also check what does the engine think about it. Engine also wants to play it, but Rook C8, it's also like a standard move. You move your rook into the open file. I played Rook C8 later. Okay, so I think Bishop E7 is absolutely fine at this position. And now opponent played Bishop E2. Opponent, I mean, in the game you can see that H4 was played. The idea of playing H4 is probably not to allow my knight to go to the H4. So what happened here? Black plays H5 and it's stopping G4. So you see, this is the idea that I can use maybe in the future, right? So I know that thing. Okay, so you can see that here it's bishop E7. Okay, let me just delay that move. Okay, yes. Okay, so I played Bishop E7, Bishop goes to E2. Okay, and I decided to castle. Engine wants to play H5, but I don't think that it's a good idea to go H5. I'm not afraid of G4 that much. Okay, so I castle. Okay, opponent castles, and now I played A6. You can see that engine doesn't recommend this move, but is there anything wrong? You can see that evaluation is basically the same. Here it was 0.17 or you know, less than 0.2, and now after this move it's a very similar evaluation. But I really wanted to follow my plan, which is attacking on the queen side, and you need to know that engine evaluation, it's a hint. If the fact that, you know, bishop d3 has got 0.08 doesn't mean that it's much better than queen d2 for white, which is 0.13, right? This is just a hint. And you know, if I play the move after which, for example, white has got the advantage, that means that probably something wrong was with my move. But if I play a6 and advantage is still fine, so this is a good move. Okay, bishop goes to a1, and now rook c8. Okay, so still I play in a pretty decent way according to the engine. Knight a7. You can see now engine even wants to use that idea. Knight goes to c3. And now, if you remember, I was thinking, should I start with bishop b5? Here engine recommends knight to b5. Yes, because I played bishop b5. And now you can see, according to the engine, position becomes more or less equal. Now you can see the difference is 0.3. So in case knight goes to b5, I think I told you knight a4. And after queen a7, knight c5. But engine recommends to play queen c6. And this is the move that I did not analyze. Okay, so queen goes to c6. Okay, and pawn at a3 is hanging. So the idea because after queen a7, knight c5, that bishop is under attack. But after this move, in case white plays knight c5, then pawn at a3 is hanging. So white has got no time to play it. White has to play something else, like rook a2, for example. And now I can make a discovery, for example. You can see that this is discovered attack, and if I'm not wrong, black is winning a pawn. So okay, so I have to say that, you see, this is an example of the move that I didn't see. I mean, I saw knight b5 in the game, but I thought that bishop b5 is better. When I was analyzing on my own, I was also thinking the same way. But now, if you see that, I have to make a comment on this move. Better was here, and that better was to go knight to b5 at this point. And I have to also explain the reason. What was the reason? I finished calculating too early, right? This is probably so. I finished my calculation. Okay, let me just comment that. I finished my too early, but also I didn't pay enough attention to tactical motives. And this is why I missed that opportunity. Okay, so this is a mistake that I discovered only because of the engine, as you can see. Okay, so bishop goes to b5. Okay, you can see that according to the engine, this is pretty equal position. Okay, pawn goes to g4, knight h4. Okay, this is correct. Bishop takes h4. Okay, according to the engine, I should have captured at e2. Better was to capture, but let me just think why. Because take a look, engine suggests this move, knight takes, and then bishop takes h4. But first I need to find out what's wrong with this move. That engine doesn't like the fact that knight can exchange my bishop. And captures, and now rook to d3. Okay, probably the reason is that rook can later go here, bishop can go to d3, and opponent will get a strong attack on my king. You know, there is a saying in the French that if white is using that bishop, the light square bishop, for the attack, for attacking the king, the chances of checkmating black's king significantly they are much better. So yeah, so I have to agree with that move, and this is another example of the move that I didn't see in my analysis. I just saw it in the engine analysis. So it was more accurate to capture at e2. Bishop takes e2, and knight takes e2, and now bishop takes h4. So again, bishop takes e2, and now I have to explain the reason why I didn't see that. I missed an in between move. Okay, and also second thing, I didn't expect that white can get such a strong attack on my king with the light squared bishop. Okay, with the light square bishop. Okay, so you see, this is, you can see this is move number 17. I thought that everything is so far great, but engine realized some inaccuracies here. Okay, so bishop takes h4, king goes to g2, bishop takes e2, knight takes e2, rook goes to c4. You can see that this is the move that does make a lot of sense. Bishop b2, knight to b5. Okay, engine also likes that move. Black is slightly better. Queen b3 and now rook fc8. This is absolutely correct. Rook fd1 and now bishop e7. You can see engine also wants to bring that bishop back. I explained you reasons why it's a good idea to move back. So, okay, so bishop goes back. Pawn goes to f4. And now rook 8 to c6. I think I considered a5. I think I did, but if I remember correctly, I said that b takes a5 and nothing good happens for black right now. But maybe I'm wrong. Okay, I didn't see that pawn at a3 is under attack. And now probably bishop a3 is a big threat. So that also would be good, but let me think. Rook c6. Is there anything wrong with this move? No, that move also looked promising. So, okay, so after a5, maybe I could... a5 maybe would be very slightly better, but rook 8 to c6 also looks like a good idea. Okay, pawn goes to f5. And now take a look. This is the first move that in my own analysis, I thought that it's not the most accurate thing, queen c7. And let's check, does the engine agree? Okay, so now if I go queen c7, okay, you can see it's minus 0.66 for black. Rook c8, I don't really understand that move. I would never go back with the rook, right? But you see, after queen c7, no, still engine actually doesn't mind to play queen c7 at this position. You can see that still there is a big advantage, but I think I mentioned that I played it too quickly and that bishop g5 would have been better. And you can see bishop g5 is 0.48, something similar, and queen c7 is basically the same. So it's not inaccuracy. I was during the game I was right, and during my own analysis definitely there was no need for me to it was absolutely fine. Okay, so I will just add another comment. Okay, I will delete that comment, and this is fine. Okay, that queen c7 is fine. It's not a mistake. Okay, remove annotation. Okay, queen goes to f3, rook to c2, correct. Pawn goes to f6. Pawn captures. Okay, you can see it was a good decision. Black has got a very clear advantage right now. Pawn captures, and now bishop goes to d6. Good idea, although engine recommends bishop f8, which probably was slightly better, but position after bishop d6, still black has got a clear advantage. Queen e3, and now I captured, and this is something that engine doesn't like. So probably, no, actually now engine, because you just need to know that this is, that it's not super accurate, right? And engine also thinks that it's a good idea to capture the d2. Rook takes rook c2, and according to the engine, rook c2 was a big mistake. What is the reason that it was a big mistake? So this is something that I didn't see. What's wrong with rook c2? Let's try to find out. Probably engine, so you see, first of all, this is definitely a mistake. But now, why? Bishop f8, but engine recommends to go a4. Okay, I have got no choice. I have to play knight a7. And now b5. And according to the engine, okay, I probably know what's the purpose of this move. Because now, in case later white will go there, king goes here, check, king goes there, check, bishop goes back, and now bishop goes to a3. And now bishop at f8 is in a big trouble right now. So, okay, so this is something that I completely missed. So queen g5, I missed opponents attacking. I have to comment that I missed attacking litis for the opponent. And I have to, if I remember correctly, this is the second time that, because first time was when I didn't see that opponent can remove my light square bishop and attack my king with rook at h3 and bishop at d3. And this is the second time. So you can see that there is a pattern. I have to pay more attention to opponents' attacking chances. But okay, let's continue. Queen g5, king f8, king e8. Okay, here bishop f8. And you can see that now I have got a clear advantage without a4. Now it's too late for white to play a4. White has got no time to do that. Okay, bishop c1, and now I made the correct decision. Yes, you see I captured, captures, queen captures c1, and now you can see that this is a huge advantage. Here, knight takes d4, okay, queen g5. Engine also, here I mentioned that queen g5 was not the most accurate thing, that I should have captured at a3, and Engine actually agrees with me. So queen g5, okay, bishop d6, queen e5. Okay, it's like, you know, the evaluation is around -3 all the time. Knight c6, queen a1, okay, queen takes a3. Okay, I think that it was a good decision that I decided to go back to that idea. Queen takes b4. Okay, and now, you know, we were both down to 20 seconds, so opponent also didn't calculate that much, but you can see that my advantage is only bigger and bigger. So queen e4, king g3, check. Okay, and according to the engine, this is absolutely fine. Queen h4. Okay. Knight takes g6, -7. And now -47, and the game is over. So yeah. So as you can see, and this is the final position of the game. As you can see, of course, we just went with the engine through the whole game, and we have got we corrected my own analysis that I tried to do it earlier. And now finally we have got the step number 4, which is summary. So we have to write down conclusions and identify mistakes that you want to avoid in the future. So let's just take a quick look what was here. Take a look at the notation. We just made some comments. Later we checked it with the engine. So you can see that in the first mistake was that I finished my calculation too early. I didn't pay enough attention to tactical motives. Okay, so this is one problem. Okay, next thing is I missed an in-between move. So also you can see that that was a tactical problem. Okay, later I just commented move that queen c7 wasn't that good, but later engine said actually that this is fine. Okay, later, okay, the moment when I played rook c2, white could get a chance to play a4 and later b5. So this is also connected to the tactical motives, because opponent could go here, and when my bishop is at f8, bishop a3. So this is, as you can see, third problem with a tactics and tactical motives. And earlier, okay, it was just inaccuracy in the end. So you can see that right now I could just capture pawn at a3 earlier, but I fixed that mistake. So, and this is very important. So conclusions, I have got definitely the problem with tactics and tactical motives. So one thing is that I just need to pay more attention to those elements in my future games. This is one where I have to keep that in mind. And another thing is that I should focus on that element. So a good idea for me will be to solve more puzzles, maybe some puzzle rush, to do some other tactical exercises so I can eliminate that mistake. And of course, you know, it's a good idea to write that down so you know what were your mistakes, and later you can monitor, does it change during the time? Because if, for example, I will write it down that I had got tactical problems, I will work on this and I will play a couple games, probably similar mistakes will happen. and if similar mistakes I will keep doing after 20 games, that means that something is wrong. I'm not working properly on this, right? So you should eliminate mistakes that you realize. And this is an excellent way how you can keep improving. Summary, later you need to keep that in mind. You need to keep in mind those conclusions, and you need to also focus on that when you are working on chess to eliminate them. And this is an excellent method how you can constantly improve. Thank you very much for watching that video. Hope you enjoy it, and most importantly, you learn something new. Please click thumb up, leave any comment, or subscribe my channel if you want to see more things like that. And do not forget to visit my website www.mattbobula.com and sign up for the 10-week course to improve your chess completely for free. You can get 10 lessons about most important things in chess. Thank you very much, and hope to see you next time.